I had recently injured my leg and I couldn't drive myself as I normally do to get to school. So I got on the internet and I was looking for places to see if they could help. And to my disbelief, there was not very many. There is no taxis, the bus routes are limited, and all the other services are lacking as well. In order for me to use the public transportation, that I would have to travel at least a mile to get to the nearest docking area. So it was quite a distance for me to go. And then when you actually make it to the bus stop, it's not covered. There is no sidewalk, anything. There's no pavement. So I'm there waiting in mud or in the grass.
My name is Regina Bly, and I'm the Executive Director of the Texas State Independent Living Council.
I'm Eric Gleason, and I'm the Director of Public Transportation for the Texas Department of Transportation. The relationship between TxDOT and TexasSILC is a growing and productive partnership.
We have a project called Transportation Works. Our main goal is to be able to look at the types of transportation services that are available for people with disabilities living in rural parts of the state.
The independent living centers and the community with disabilities in Texas are an important customer base for our programs. And so making the connection to the SILC was very important for us. Transportation access to jobs, education, healthcare, and shopping for folks with disabilities is an enormous challenge in this state.
The goal is that we want to make it easy for people to be able to navigate, be in the community, and be active.
To help them either gain access to job training or to get to work themselves.
We had our meeting, and this was good because we had a new elected board chair as well as new board members, and we wanted them to be able to get an understanding about the scope of the project. I wanted to just walk them through that process so they know all the work, from all the public events to all the planning that had to take place and all the research that was involved in this process. We have staff here that's going to talk about what they've been doing and kind of the project in general. Tammy is the project lead. She oversees the staff that's on this. And then we have Kel, who is the duo guy. He's on both of the transportation projects. And then we have Carl, who is our web guru. He's also working on this cool map that's going to show all the locations for the Centers for Independent Living, as well as the Aging and Disability Resource Centers, which we know them fondly as ADRCs, and they're going to be grouped in the regions of the Texas Department of Transportation areas. That's our transportation team.
At the January 2015 board meeting, I was able to get up and present, along with other members of my team, the status of the project, the goals we were trying to accomplish, and what we had as an outlook for moving forward. It was also my first board meeting as a SILC team member, and that made it very exciting for me personally. What we've been doing with the Transportation Work project is a series of town halls.
That's a really good center to visit because, you know, they're doing a lot with transportation in that area.
We got East Texas covered, I think, with Beaumont, Tyler, and Longview.
My name is Kel Martin. My title is Project Specialist with the Texas State Independent Living Council. What about Uvalde?
Oh yeah, that would be good. That's also kind of west.
I was a part of the data collection process for the town hall meetings conducted to gather information from consumers getting to work or school, using public transportation in small urban and rural areas around Texas.
The town hall meetings were extremely important because that is the qualitative data that we're trying to gather. That's where we got the anecdotal stories. Hi, my name is Tammy Ross. I'm with the Texas State Independent Living Council, and thank you all so much for coming out to this town hall event.
So what is Transportation Works? Basically, consumers, people with disabilities, needed ways to get to and from work or school. So
then the last half of every town hall, usually about a 2-hour event, so the last hour of it would be spent with an open mic. Anybody in the audience who had a comment or any kind of story they wanted to tell was welcome to come up and talk and give us their story.
Part of the thing there where people are asking about how do I get back and forth, how do I get home, because we hear that a lot more than anything else is what hours of service can you run later.
We have monthly staff meetings. The purpose of those meetings are simply just to be able to get on the same page.
We're also going to talk about office space because obviously we have way more space than people, right? And then we'll Kel will give an update on Promo 7 activity, which is the event that's going to happen February 10th, and get feedback from
My name is
people
Craig
about
Davis. I'm the Executive Assistant for the Texas State Independent Living Council. I assist the Executive Director in the day-to-day operations of the organization. That includes procurement, HR, sometimes technical assistance, and anything that comes up throughout the day.
$14,000 worth of expenditure.
I like independent thinkers, and they have to be very strong with initiative because it's the largest project that we've had, and it has a lot of pieces. In order to make this project work, it's important to have open communication about everything that's going on. And we're in 2 different locations now because we outgrew the space that we're in. We're all huddled around the table, and it's important to be able to just see everyone and to hear about the different projects.
There. So it will be a goal to make sure that it is accessible for a diverse audience.
As a member of the team of the TechStop project, I'm the graphic designer, and I am in charge of putting together all of the graphics that we need. Anything from the program to the report, the infographics, posters, town hall meeting, flyers, as well as any of the graphics we need for our website.
I was also kind of curious about the pages.
My name is Naeem Abdul Hakim. I'm a project specialist. I work really close with Stephanie. We essentially make up the design team as well as Carl. She creates them from scratch and I help her come up with the concept. I make sure that the flow of the website goes smoothly in correspondence with what she designs.
Basically, I manage a health and fitness project here for people with disabilities, and I manage a transportation works project.
In the lobby, we have public video phones. They're here so that deaf people can come and make a phone call to anyone they want, and we try to make everything really accessible to them. And this is just part of it. We provide a lot of independent living services here at Vail, and one of our core services is advocacy. And here, Ms. Cavazos is making a call about an ARD meeting, I believe.
The ARD meeting for tomorrow at 9? Yes, ma'am. Okay.
And next door to them is Mario. I believe Mario is going to be giving testimony tomorrow at the town hall meeting.
Hi, girls. When I take the bus after work, my trip begins right outside my office. I have to travel to central office, and from there I have to transfer to a different bus, and that wait is an hour to an hour and a half wait out in the sun and the rain. And then the ride home itself, I think I took more in the buses than I actually did working. It's just something that you have to prioritize and get it going. This is for the community, not just for myself, and so that's why I advocate for everybody.
The team gets there and starts setting up usually about an hour beforehand. Then staff, other agency representatives, and consumers start wandering in. We always provide snacks and water to keep everybody hydrated.
We want to make sure that it's diverse and it's inclusive, so we have interpreters for anyone who needs that service. We have Braille copies. We also have large print, and we have digital copies of things if people request those. If we are talking about people with disabilities, we have to make sure that we have the platforms there for them to be able to effectively communicate.
Our town hall in McAllen, Texas was not a typical town hall meeting because it was a collaboration with our State Plan for Independent Living project, which is another project here at the Texas Silk.
My name is Sandra Brighton-Gross-Bitter. I'm a project analyst and I work on the State Plan for Independent Living. We go around the state and get the feedback from stakeholders within the independent living community, people with disabilities, advocates, service providers, find out what their needs are and put it in a 3-year plan to try to guide the services and the program for the state of Texas.
Stakeholders in a transportation project are any consumers who live in rural or small urban areas who are trying to get to work or school, live independently with as much choice as possible. Anybody who has a stake in changing the status quo for people with disabilities using public transportation in Texas.
Now that we've provided you with all that information, it's time for us to hear from you.
The bus stop that's designated in front of my neighborhood, which is not a bad walk, it's a wave down service, and for me, being completely blind, I don't know how to access that, or my point is, am I supposed to be waving down at every motor vehicle that I hear passing by?
I live 1.7 miles away, which disqualifies me by 0.2 of a mile. You know, and that's ridiculous.
Some doctors don't provide interpreters. They refuse interpreters. And so I try to go to a different doctor. And so here I am hopping from doctor to doctor, trying to find a doctor that will provide an interpreter for me, and I still haven't been able to.
My name is Eli. I'm the independent living counselor for DARS. I want to get this gentleman's attention here.
I was asked to attend this particular hearing because it's directly related to independent living, which is a population that I serve. The people that attended today's town hall meeting are all contributors to the community at large. They all pay taxes, they all shop, they all socialize. So they need access to transportation. The more people that advocate and voice their concerns, it's always a benefit to the community as a whole.
What if I did not have the help and support of my friends, family, faculty, and staff at my school? I would not have been able to continue on schedule to graduation. I am more than sure that many other people with disabilities have experienced this similar situation. What if they are not as lucky as I was? I'm not here speaking to you out of desperation. I'm here because it is the right thing to do for the people who cannot advocate for themselves. So please join me and help do what is right.
Anybody who wants to take the survey can follow me out the door.
The number of town halls we did was extremely important because we live in a huge state. Texas is enormous, and we were trying to make sure that we hit every region to make sure we had a broad sampling of information from everyone. We got to meet everybody, got to talk to them, they got to know us, and we made a lot of great contacts at those town halls. So I think Bluebonnet would be perfect because we're going to need 6 or 7 tables because we're bringing laptops because we want everybody to take the survey there on site while we're in there. Glasses are hot. I'm independent in my household.
In addition to the qualitative data that we collected through oral narratives during our town hall meetings, we also collected quantitative data through surveys. The survey was online, but we also had it available in hard copy. We had it available in Braille.
English and Spanish, same set of questions, all just focused on the different details. How close are you to a bus stop? Is the bus stop covered? Do you have access to public transportation after 6 p.m.? Does that impact your ability to work? Finding a way to put that into a quantitative measurement. And it was our way of getting the hard statistical data that would support the anecdotal information we derived from the town halls.
As promised here, the hard copy surveys, they've been entered into the website online at SurveyMonkey.
In order to distribute and promote the surveys, we used SurveyMonkey for the survey itself. We used regular posts on our Facebook and Twitter accounts. We had the Centers for Independent Living share those through their own sites. We also had links permanently up on our website And we sent emails to various distribution lists that included either links to the website or to the Facebook page to get the survey out to as many people as we possibly could. We did get about probably 30 to 40% of our surveys back.
The Texas State Independent Living Council and TxDOT have become partners over the years to serve the populations that the independent living centers across the state serve: seniors, individuals with disabilities. Transportation is a huge economic driver. The spontaneity and the engagement of individuals in quality of life, activities, and for individuals to be able to participate in that. The economy is just amazing.
I'd like to thank TxDOT for this opportunity. We never would have had the chance to be able to look at transportation the way that we do now.
I have worked with the Texas State Independent Living Council, I would say, for the last 5 years, and I have never encountered a more dedicated group of individuals, you know, engaged in the service to the folks and the consumers that they serve. It has really been a pleasure and a joy to work with this group of folk over the years.
I think it's a bright future, and I think it's only if we realize we're all trying to work toward the same goal, if we work together, that is our best shot. We've got to convince elected officials and others that if we can get money to people with good ideas, we can highlight best practices, and then that will build.